Hello all heroes and welcome back to Invincible Guarding the Globe, and today we have got a brand new midweek event in the form of a faction alert for From Worlds Beyond. But before we get into that, if you are enjoying my content, go down below the video and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support me further, you can become a member as well. Now, what do we have here? We have a new limited time faction event. Access the GDA Alert Global Countermeasures to collect From Worlds Beyond heroes. Make sure to fulfill all the missions to obtain more rewards. Passing Wave 10 will grant you a 50% chance of obtaining an elite hero. So what is this? This is a new GDA op which requires these orange access cards, or security clearances, whatever they're called, to access. You can get some from logging in. You can get some from actually completing the global countermeasures. Kind of almost like a little rebate for doing the event. And then you can also get these access cards from recruiting heroes from the From Worlds Beyond faction. This comes in many forms. This comes from the event itself, as well as anywhere you summon or acquire heroes. So that's including the main recruitment. That is including the lab. You know, because I tested. I got that Damien Darkblood just to make sure. And yes, that does work. And I would also assume, emphasis here on assume, but I'm pretty sure if you got any From World Beyond characters from the Schools Out GDA op, I believe that would work as well. Note that it's a little bit of long odds because, of course, to actually get the From World Beyond characters, assuming you're going for Flaxen Leader or Damien Darkblood, you also have to compete with everybody else. Damien Darkblood and Flaxen Leader are the only two From World Beyond rare units, whereas every other faction has at least 3, if not more, in the case of Earth's Defenders and Criminals. So the odds are not amazing, but also not impossible. So if you want to kind of try and get a few free copies of these access cards, that's not a bad way to do it. In fact, now that I say that, I might actually do that myself, come to think of it, because admittedly, I do want to be as efficient on this as humanly possible. I'll get to that later. So, what is the op itself? Well, first of all, it is a 2-minute op where you will get a few rewards. First of all, in addition to the usual XP and all that jazz, you can get some mystery heroes. This is chosen from the From World Beyond roster, and it does include event heroes. So characters like Anissa, Conquest, General Krieg. General Krieg going to be a noteworthy one because he's the newest one and arguably one of the best. All of those characters are available in this op. Now, it's short, and for the most part, you're probably going to max out at around the 15 to 17 range, but as long as you are getting past Wave 10, you do have a shot at that coin toss to try and get some elite heroes. Sometimes that has favored me really well, and sometimes it has royally screwed me over. It is kind of just the nature of the beast. So, yeah, basically, that really is the gist of it. Now, of course, the big question is always, is it worth gems? Because it is From World Beyond. But before we ask that question, we have to talk about the other thing, because there is a part of this event that is not random chance, and that is these purple tokens. Every time you run the event, it will give you GDA event chips. What do you use these chips for? Well, if you go to the store, go down to event deals, or there's also an event deal spot in the event itself, you will see here there are some heroes you can actually purchase for those chips. For 1,000, you can get Battle Beast, Anissa, Alan, and or Universa. And then for 200 a pop, you can get some Flaxen Leaders and Damien Darkbloods. Not that you would ever do that unless you just had some remaining leftovers at the end of the event. So these are some of the best heroes in the game. Anissa, I put her in my top 3, pretty much no questions asked. Alan is arguably the best defender in the game, and Universa is arguably the best hero in the game. And Battle Beast ain't too bad either, especially post-buff. Battle Beast has been in a pretty dang good spot lately in Arena. So, yeah, in addition to anybody you can get from actually running the op, if you get enough currency, you can get yourself a few free characters. In addition to that, you do have the gem bundles or buying the individual cards. You can get one at a discounted price of $350, and then the 1,750 event bundle is like the next best deal after that. And then you can buy as many as you want for 400 gems. Just a matter of how much you're willing to spend and how much you actually have. And of course, the usual paid stuff as well. I will not deny the fact that this gives you 500,000 currency is interesting. I'm not going to necessarily say it's worth it, but it's certainly interesting. But also, that said, $100 is a cheap price no matter who you ask. So, yeah, maybe not do that. But anyways, is it worth the gems? Probably not, if I'm being totally honest. I know I've been basically hyping it up this whole time. But the ops themselves are still random chance. And it's going to take you quite a few runs to actually get to 1,000. You might be able to do that once free to play over the course of the next couple of days. Hard to say. And of course, the rewards are great. Both Alan and Battle Beast have case files right now. And Universe and Anissa are the best heroes in the game. So, you would not catch me blaming you if you did. I'm going to be pretty shy on it, but you would not catch me blaming you one bit if you did decide to spend some money. But like I said, especially with this Recruit Heroes option, I do not know how far this quest goes. But seriously, before you spend any gems, and especially money, milk it for all it's worth everywhere else. Try to score some spare from World Beyond characters from like the recruitment shop or the lab, or especially do your schools out if you have any spare access cards, which I have many of for literally this circumstance. It's just, while you could spend gems and money, there are a few resources that you can tap into before you get to that point. If you really want to, you can, but you really don't have to when especially schools out, even if the odds of getting from World Beyond characters from that are a little bit not in your favor. I would still call it at least worth a passing glance because it's free. That doesn't cost you gems, and it especially doesn't cost you money. So make sure you are playing the event smart. Go for as many of the freebie cards as you can, because if you play it right and you have a little bit of persistence and maybe a few extra schools out access cards, you can do pretty good in this event free of charge. But I leave that up to you. If you're a newer player, just take the freebies and roll with that, because admittedly, your goal as a newer player is to just get past wave 10 and call it a day so that you do have that chance for elite heroes. But that is all we have for today. Let me know what you think of this event down in the comments below. Did you get any luck? Did you maybe get a General Krieg or some other good heroes? So let me know down in the comments below. If you are enjoying my content, like I said before, go down below the video and subscribe to the channel and become a member if you want to support me further. You all are awesome as always. And with that, we shall see you next time. Have a good one.